I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the wall, trying to piece together what had just happened. Kay, my wife of 9 years, sat across the room, her face buried in her hands. I could still hear Sarah's voice echoing in my head. Angry, sharp, relentless. Sarah, the girlfriend of Brian. The man Kay had been cheating on me with. It started with a phone call that flipped my entire world upside down. The day began like any other. I was in my home office, working while keeping an ear out for the kids playing in the next room. Kay worked just 10 feet away, her voice carrying through the house as she handled calls. I trusted her implicitly. She was my partner, my rock. Then my phone rang. It was Sarah, someone I barely knew existed until that moment. Her words hit me like a sledgehammer. Joe, I need to tell you something about Kay and Brian. You deserve to know the truth. I froze. My first instinct was denial. This had to be a misunderstanding. But Sarah wasn't calling to speculate. She laid out everything. The late-night texts, the secret meetups, even their time together at her and Brian's apartment. The world felt like it stopped spinning. When I confronted Kay, she crumbled. She admitted to an affair, but insisted it was a one-time thing. Her tears flowed, her voice shaking with regret. I made a mistake, Joe. I'm so sorry. It'll never happen again. But something in me wasn't convinced. Sarah and I began exchanging messages, comparing notes, and with every new detail, another layer of Kay's lies was exposed. It wasn't a one-time thing. It had been weeks, hotels, secret texts, and even intimate moments in Sarah and Brian's apartment while I sat at home, watching our two boys. Each new revelation made me feel like I'd been punched in the gut. You lied to me, Kay. Over and over, I said, my voice trembling with anger and hurt. She broke down again, swearing it was all a mistake, that she loved me, that she wanted to fix this. But her words felt hollow. The humiliation hit me next. Sarah, furious and betrayed, had already taken to social media, exposing Kay and Brian. She named them, detailing their affair for all to see. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Texts and calls from friends and family, offering their shock, pity, or unsolicited advice. Kay sat across from me, pleading for another chance. I'll do anything, Joe, she said through tears. I don't want to lose us. I don't want to lose the boys. But how could I trust her again? How could I look her in the eye without seeing every lie she told, every moment she chose someone else over me and our family? By the time Kay confessed everything, I'd already contacted a lawyer. The state we lived in recognized fault in divorce cases, and her infidelity would work in my favor. With a prenuptial agreement in place, and our incomes nearly equal, there would be no alimony. The worst case was likely 50-50 custody, but I'd take that over staying in a marriage built on deceit. I filed for divorce, I told her the next day. Her face crumpled, and for a moment, I almost felt guilty. Almost. Joe, please, she whispered, her voice breaking. We can fix this. For the boys. But I shook my head. There's nothing left to fix, Kay. You made your choice. Now I have to make mine. One thing I couldn't ignore was the fact that Kay and Brian worked together at a public hospital, a place with a strict zero-tolerance policy for sexual misconduct. If word got out, both of them could lose their jobs. For a fleeting moment, I considered leaving an anonymous tip. But then I thought about our boys. If Kay lost her job, it would hurt them too. I decided to leave it alone, at least for now. If karma was real, it would handle the rest. The days that followed were some of the hardest of my life. The betrayal wasn't just a blow to my marriage. It was a blow to my identity as a husband, as a father, and as a man. But my boys became my anchor. I poured everything into them, making sure they felt loved and secure despite the chaos swirling around us. I started therapy, determined to process the anger and sadness in a way that wouldn't consume me. Kay, for her part, tried to repair her relationship with the kids. While I could no longer trust her as my wife, I didn't want her to fail as their mother. Months later, I found myself standing in the backyard, watching my boys chase each other under the fading sunlight. Their laughter filled the air, a stark contrast to the darkness that had consumed my life not long ago. I wasn't fully healed, but I was getting there. The pain of Kay's betrayal still lingered, but it no longer defined me. I had survived the heartbreak, the humiliation, and the anger. Now, I was focused on building a future where trust, honesty, and love would never be compromised again. And for the first time in a long time, I felt hope. Please like and subscribe to my channel